everybody, Charles here. Welcome to Backroads Living. In today's video, we're going to be discussing verified versus unverified. Now, here's what we're calling verified and unverified, just so you'll know as we discuss this subject throughout the video. This is a very important topic that we need to discuss as preppers, because this will, or can, let me put it like this can affect preppers in a tremendous way. Now, what I'm going to say in this video today is not my opinion. I'm just going to read the articles, and I'm going to let the articles speak their own opinions, because my opinion doesn't count. So if anybody's out there fact checking, I'm just reading. And if you have comments or concerns, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you haven't checked out our new locals channel, hop over there and check it out. The link to that is also in the description box below. All you have to do is click that see more down there, and you'll find that link. On our locals channel, we discuss things like this more in depth, and we can express our opinions more there. And if you'd like to go over there and join up, please do. If you'd like to support us on that channel, please feel free to do so. We can use all the support that you can give us, and it just helps us keep doing what we're doing, because our business is online, and that's how we pay our bills and make a living. If you'd like to support us here on YouTube, you can most certainly do that. There's a blue button right under this video that says join. You can become a member of our YouTube channel, and it is a monthly fee also. Now, the locals only cost $5 a month. That's like 16 cents a day. If you can afford that, we'd greatly appreciate it. So again, this video is about verified versus unverified, and how that could possibly come into effect across the nation, because we're seeing trends right now. So hang in there and let's get right on into this video. Here we are. We're on the Forbes website, and again, this is not my opinion. This is the Forbes website, and I'm just reading their article. It says Los Angeles may require vaccines to enter businesses soon. It says the Los Angeles City Council passed a motion Wednesday that would allow the city to begin drafting plans to require people to show they have been vaccinated against COVID-19 to enter businesses, following New York City's lead in an effort to curb growing coronavirus cases due to the Delta variant. The Los Angeles City Council passed the motion unanimously, and a draft of the ordinance detailing the rules and which businesses this would apply to will need to be submitted for approval by the City Council of Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti. Under the proposal, people in Los Angeles, California. Now, if you live in Los Angeles, I'd love to hear from you on this subject, because there's only one other article I've been able to find dealing with this particular ordinance. And I'd like to know if you've heard more about it or what's going on. It says, under the proposal, people in Los Angeles that are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccines will need to show proof that they have gotten at least one shot to enter restaurants, bars, retail stores, fitness centers, spas, movies, theaters, and entertainment venues, according to the City Council's press. Now, here's the thing that I want to address on this. This comment here said under the proposal, you would have to be verified in order to enter retail stores. Now, the Epic Times, and I'm quoting the Epic Times here, I'm not giving my opinion. The Epic Times said that the retail stores, that grocery stores, would fall under that heading. Now, if that's the case, that would affect unverified people a tremendous amount. So those who are preppers, who are against being verified, you know what I'm talking about, and refuse to be verified, this would limit them from being able to enter grocery stores. If that's the case, it would limit your prepping tremendously. Now, I'm not trying to be a fearmonger. I'm not trying to spread fear. I'm just showing this article, and this article mentioned New York City. Well, they've trying to do one up on New York City. Now, this is an opinion. They're trying to do one up on New York City because New York has bragged about so much being the, the Big Apple, and it's the finest city in the United States. Well, New York had put these mandates that you had to be verified in order to do everything that Los Angeles mentioned here except retail stores. So this is important. This is a very important subject here. We need to understand, and we need to be able to verify what they meant by retail stores, because they don't go into detail here. They just said retail stores. So leaving that open like that, they could put anything they wanted to under the retail stores, including grocery stores. So keep that in mind. If it's not specified, just like in all these big bills that these people pass, if it's unspecified and it just covers a broad range of things, then they can put whatever they want to in it. So we need to look at that. The only other article I found about the Los Angeles verification to enter businesses was an article here about brawl breaks out at Los Angeles protest against the verified tyranny. Now, that's the headline in Newsweek. That's not my opinion. That's Newsweek headlines here. I'm reading it. You can see it. It said violent brawls broke out at a planned protest against the COVID-19 vaccine mandates and passports in downtown Los Angeles on Saturday, with one person stabbed, according to police. Hundreds of protesters reportedly gathered outside Los Angeles City Hall from 2 p.m. for the Choose Freedom March to demand an end to medical tyranny, mandatory vaccines, and vaccine passports, according to Fox 11. They were met by dozens of counter-protesters gathering at the same location for a demonstration that organizers called No Safe Space for Fascists, according to flyers advertising the counter-protest. Now, we see the verified and the unverified here in a clash against each other. This is going to continue. As long as you have mandates and as long as you have laws passed or mandates passed or even suggested and recommended, because people follow these suggestions as though they were laws, even if they aren't. And they get up in arms over them because they either have convictions one way or the other. And the thing that I don't understand, one of the comments in here that one of the city council made in Los Angeles was that we are here to protect the people. And what I have never seen anywhere is where that in the Constitution of the United States of America, or in any of the offices that people take an oath of office, say that they're sworn in to make decisions for people to protect them, where they make their decisions for them. Now, I always thought that we were the ones that made our own decisions, that we should have the right to make our own decisions, whether we want to be verified or unverified, whether we want to go swimming or not go swimming, whether we want to do whatever we want to do. Now, that's just my understanding of the Constitution, that we have those rights as American citizens to do those things. Now, in all of this that's going on with New York mandating these things like they have already, and now Los Angeles mandating these things, it is. Now I'm just telling you what I see. I see a greater divide being made here between verified and unverified people. And I showed you in the beginning of this what verified is and unverified is. Okay? I don't want to use that word too much and throw up red flags all over the place. So That's why we're using verified and unverified. If you've got started in the middle here somewhere, go back to the beginning and you'll see what I'm talking about. But there's a greater divide, a wedge being driven between these two kinds of people, and it's creating a lot of static in the country. It's creating a great division, and just like politics creates a great division between conservatives and liberals. There has been a wedge driven in between there for years, and the sides are polarized, and it's the people that's polarized. It's not the politicians that are polarized. It's the people that have been polarized against each other. The politicians are still up there clapping hands and back patting and fist bumping and all that stuff. They've driven the wedge between everybody and caused this in the United States. And when I look at this and see that division like that, it really concerns me, because I worry if other things are going to follow up these verified and unverified people, and just how far will states and counties take this thing. Well, let's look at this right here just a second. It says, now this is the CDC website. I'm reading from the CDC website. This is not my opinion. This is their words, okay? This has been out since 2020, but I still want to share this with you. Updated July 26, 2020, okay? But now when they posted this is still relevant, all right? So these things have far-reaching implications. They have long arms. Just because it's posted on the 26th of July 2020 doesn't mean it's not as effective today as it was then. When they decide to use this, it'll be just as effective if it's 2022 when they do it. Okay? This has been put in place by the CDC, and I want you to understand what it is. It says interim operational considerations for implementing the shielding approach to prevent COVID-19 infections in humanitarian settings. This document presents considerations from the perspective of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention for implementing and shielding approach in humanitarian settings as outlined in guidance documents focused on camps, displaced populations, and low-resource settings. This approach has never been documented and has raised questions and concerns among humanitarian partners who support response activities in these settings. The purpose of this document is to highlight potential implementation challenges of the shielding approach from CDC's perspective and guide thinking around implementation in the absence of empirical data. Considerations are based on current evidence known about the transmission and severity of coronavirus disease 2019 and may need to be revised as some information becomes available. So, they're leaving themselves open to revise this. What is shielding approach? The shielding approach aims to reduce the number of severe COVID-19 cases by limiting contact between individuals at higher risk of developing severe disease and the general population. High-risk individuals would be temporarily relocated. Now listen to this. High-risk individuals would be temporarily relocated to safe or green zones established at the household, neighborhood, camp, sector, or community level, depending on the context of setting. They would have minimal contact with family members and other low-risk residents. Current evidence indicates that older adults and people of any age who have serious underlying medical conditions are at higher risk for severe illness of COVID-19. We saw this play out in hospitals and nursing homes throughout the past year. You know what I'm talking about. In most humanitarian settings, older population groups make up a small percentage of the total population. For this reason, the shielding approach suggests physically separating high-risk individuals from the general population to prioritize the use of the limited available resources and avoid implementing long-term containment measures among the general population. So, in theory, Shielding may serve its objective to protect high-risk populations from disease and death. However, implementation of the approach necessitates strict adherence to protocol. Inadvertent introduction of the virus into a green zone may result in rapid transmission among the most vulnerable populations the approach is trying to protect. So this is the green zone that people have talked about many times, and as it said right here, I mean, we just read it, that it can be established at the household, neighborhood, camp sector, or community level, depending on the context of the setting, and those at high risk would be removed from those at lower risk and moved into those sectors and be kept away from those at lower risk. Separation yet again. Now, when you separate the elderly from their families, it creates great amounts of depression and anxiety in these folks. They love their families and they want to be around their families. So keep that in mind, and then listen very closely to what this next section I'm going to read you talks about. Now, the next section I'm going to read you has already been removed from the post. This is just a post that I found, and it's 13 jobs that the Army National Guards have posted or had posted for, and I wonder if they've been filled. These were posted on well, no, they're still there. August 17th, 2021. This is just updated. How about that? They're still there. So the Army National Guard has posted for intermittent resettlement specialist. Intermittent resettlement specialist. They need them in Tennessee. There's 2 jobs in Tennessee they're posted. There's one for El Paso, Texas, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Rapid City, South Dakota, Auburn, New York, Asheville, North Carolina, Parkville, Maryland, Monticello, Minnesota, Edinburgh, Indiana, Denver, Colorado, Washington, D.C., and Lancaster, California. So what are intermittent resettlement specialists? What does an intermittent resettlement specialist do, according to the National Guard website? Job duties: supervise confinement and detention operations, provide external security to facilities, provide counseling guidance to individual prisoners within a rehabilitative program, manage and maintain prisoners, internees, and their programs. Why do we need intermittent resettlement specialists across the United States? Why is the National Guard? Why do they have out job openings for these people in all these states or these positions? Something to think about. If you're a prepper and you're unverified, I would suggest that you get your stuff put together that you really need. If there's stuff you're needing and there's stuff that you're lacking in your preps, get them. Like this video. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon to be notified of new videos as we upload them. And share this video with your friends. Share it on social media. This needs to get out there so people can make a decision for themselves what they think. And do some more research on this, folks. If you know anything else about this, give me a shout out in the comments below. Our email is in the description box below. Just click that see more under the video, and you can find our email there. You can send us emails with links if you choose. We don't allow links in our comments, but you can send me a link in my email, and if it's something that we think is relevant, we can share it with our community. But again, I think these are concerning things that we need to discuss and think about and be prepared for or against. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to be prepped. Don't forget to have your house in order. Have your spiritual house in order, and have your preps in order, because the time's coming. It's going to become more and more difficult to get what you need. Thank you all. We'll see you in the next video.